the expectations golfers have of us as a company. We're about high performance golf products, and of course that's what people demand from us, but also they demand the levels of service of our products. And I think once people know we've got this facility, their expectations of us will go even higher. So I think not only is it important for us, I think it's important for the marketplace as well. It'll push expectations within the marketplace.
South Africa is a relatively small market from a global context. Do you think there is growth in this market, and how important is South Africa to the global business?
Well, I think it would be wrong of me to have too much knowledge about the South African market, but what I do know is the team here, the Acushnet team in South Africa, have done a great job of growing our business over the past 2 or 3 years. So I'm definitely confident about the job we can do, and facilities like this are only going to help. I think the other part of that question that's important for us at Acushnet is this is a really strategic market for us. There are a lot of very good golfers here, whether that be elite amateur level or on the professional tours. So it's a strategic market for us to have our products validated. So facilities like this, just an extra level of service we can provide those golfers.
Is it fair to say that this facility will be a point of difference for Titleist in South Africa? What do you think separates Titleist golf clubs from the rest?
Well, it's definitely a point of difference, and I think to have the best performing products, you've got to be able to make the products in the best way and provide the best levels of service when making those products. So it's definitely a point of difference for us. I think what separates us is we validate our products with the very best golfers in the world through the pyramid of influence. So from tour players to regional players to elite coaches, professionals as well, club golfers, club professionals. So for the product to be validated by that many people, it gives people a great amount of trust our products are the best. And if those players are playing those products, they can trust those products in their own games as well.
Are you excited to be in South Africa with the warmer weather? Are you going to have a braai? And what is the one thing you're looking forward to being in South Africa?
Well, definitely enjoying the warmer weather. I think it's about 3 degrees in the UK at the moment, so my wife's not too happy. The braai, absolutely. So my last experience of a braai was in 1992 when I toured Zimbabwe with my school rugby team. So looking forward to that food. The thing I'm looking forward to most is connecting with the team here. I don't get to spend enough time with them, and whilst Teams is a great channel to speak to people over the video, seeing them face to face and connecting with them is the best thing. So really looking forward to that.
The big thing for me is that we always see a golf club that's a really finished product and it's gone to market and it's been sold and gone to a person. I think the key for us is to see what actually goes into building that club. So from our side, from a leadership side, it's really important that we build to the highest standard possible. We've got players out there week in, week out who are depending on us, that they can trust their clubs, they can go out, they can perform at the highest standard. And the key for this workshop is it brings that standard through to our commercial team as well. So Rudy's going to run you through the process because not a lot of us know it. I certainly didn't know what goes into building a golf club until I joined the company. It's a massive undertaking. So Rudy, he's going to start, he's going to show us how it goes, he's going to run through the machines.
Everything you see on that side and everything you see on this side is the same. So we've got 2 full workshops in one workshop. As you walk in the door, that would be the normally commercial side and tour side. But what makes the facility so great is there's some space to move around. Before we didn't have all the space.
What's nice about a lot of these machines is they are custom made for us. So it's not a machine that you can just walk into a store and buy it off the shelf. They're custom made for us. The ferrule buff machine, the digital measuring gauges, all of that's made for us.
If we start building golf clubs, we start there with our machine for roughing and prepping shafts. From there, that's the kind of only place where commercial and tour will meet, and then from there, tour will move on this side, commercial moves on that side. It all starts in different components. So club heads, shafts, grips. After the shaft is roughened or prepped, we start on this side with the gripping station. Grip gets put on. Quickly show you what that looks like. So grip gets put on there, this side and that side exactly the same. After the grip is on, we check swing weight. and this is where it's pretty interesting. Paul, you can see here that if I press anywhere here, the numbers on the swing weight scale changes a little bit. So this machine here is not just your normal 14-inch fulcrum swing weight machine. So what's nice about the machine is a digital machine. Swing weight on this guy at the moment without any glue in there, 6.3, 6.4, very close. The reason why we use machines like this, and they've got machines like this all over on the tour trucks, and the reason why we do that is for tolerance. So looking at this machine there, it actually picks up when you change lie angle on a club. So after you've built your club, we go to the loft and lie machine.
Going to bend that one back to standard. So the nice thing about this machine is we are less than a quarter of a degree out when we bend the club. So when you bend it back to standard, you've actually got, for the people that can see the screen here, you've got two different columns. One will tell you what the club is, and one will tell you what's standard. If he had to put in that he was actually bending it to 2 degrees flat or 2 degrees stronger, the machine would actually tell him that, and then he'll keep bending till he gets that tolerance. There's a lot of tour players that are finicky and they can feel half a swing weight and see a half a degree out.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's gone from 6.4 to 5.8. But if we need to change loft and lies more than 2 degrees, which is tour only, we'll do a dry run. So we'll actually do the loft and lies before we glue. So
to give you an idea, if you bend it over 2 degrees, if you bend it a little flatter, it actually changes the swing weight. That's why we do a dry bend first before we actually glue the club, where the glue will add sort of another half a swing weight to the club.
Yeah. So looking at this, I bent this guy 4 degrees flat. That's like what Dani van Toorne plays it at. So 4 degrees flat for Dani. This plays at 6.5. So if I had to move that back to standard, it would play roughly D6, which is a standard sand wedge. So after the swing weight tolerances and loft and lie, the last bit we do for the tour pros is some stamping, which is on the tour side only. This is something new to us as well. Back in the day, we used to be able to do a little bit of that, and we're actually going to start doing that again. Again, that's just a nice touch for the guys on tour. If you look at it on this side, we've got our ferrule buffing machine, our cutting blade, we've got a Leicester heat gun, rat glue gun. Rat glue is used on all the metals and some of the utility irons for swing weight purposes and for CG. So to get the CG in the exact spot, driver, fairway, hybrid and utility irons, we use rat glue gun. And then that's it. The last one there just behind you, Paul, is some grips. So interesting, we've got a swing weight, a weight scale, different grips there. And you can weigh those and see the difference, because those are kind of all the stock standard ones, or the ones that you get on the custom options booklet. And the difference between the heaviest and the lightest there is almost 10 grams. So 10 grams is 5 swing weights. So if you're doing a fitting and Joe Soap wants mid-size but he wants it an inch longer, then swing weight is a bit of an issue. So that's part of where the fitting part comes in, where if your fitter kind of knows what the building process is all about, he can do better fittings. Just the last point, what's also nice about all the machinery in here, I've been fortunate enough to be in the UK on the tour truck and at St Ives, and then in Carlsbad. And the machinery that we've got here is what's being used all over the world. And I think that's to echo what we want to do. We want to get all the clubs, every Titleist club that goes out the door, if it's out here or in Carlsbad or St Ives, they all need to be at the same standard. Which is very cool, is the ferrule buff machines. They are the first two out of this spec. So the UK have a similar one, but it's not as cool as this one. So we got the first proto out, so they've kind of got the same insides, but we've got a nice outside. So very cool stuff, and I think that's part of the process. Yeah, it's a weekly to bi-weekly meeting with the guys in the UK from tour side, because tour on this side and in the UK is we feed off each other, and we need to work as one team, and yeah, that's very cool.